absolutely wild as Vern Gagne's All-Star Wrestling goes coast to coast and continent to continent. The greatest wrestlers in the world.
He may be an apprentice carpenter, but I guarantee you he is a seasoned ring veteran.
I've been hit with bar stools, bar rags, barmaids.
I'm talking to you.
They're scared that Hulkamania's still running wild. Oh, yeah. I got a big fat wife and 9 kids at home, and I gotta feed them.
And take a look at Jesse the Body in real life.
Open your hand once, if you would.
You want to see it?
This is absolutely unbelievable. Totally, completely out of control.
He's coming in over the top. Hey! Look out!
New year, same podcast. Welcome in to the very first AWA Unleashed of the year 2026. My name is Chris Tubbs, and I'm so glad to be back after what it seems like has been an eternity to be off, but I'm glad to be back, glad to be in front of the camera here. Someone else who's used to being more so behind the camera is my guy Polish Joe. And hey, man, it's a new year, so I suppose we should probably, as my wife would say, get our poop in a group and actually start to do a show again.
Well, first and foremost, Happy New Year to all of our listeners and or watchers.
Gobble, gobble. Is that not?
It's Thanksgiving. That'd be turkey on a pole.
Oh,
but the other thing I wanted to address was, I'm used to being behind the camera, and all you have to do is look at this face and realize that, that's probably where I really should be. So, but we're here. We are missing the third wheel of our tricycle, like Mick. Mick's having some back issues, and speaking of issues, so that's why he wasn't able to join us, but we've also had some technical issues with our guest that we're going to have today. So we're going to get those resolved this week. And let's just say she will be on next week. It'll be an insider look at the offices of the AWA. And I'm really looking forward to having her on, but we'll get those issues resolved this week and have her on for next week's show.
Yeah, I think, one thing when it comes to wrestling podcasts is everybody wants to know behind the scenes, right? Like you cannot get more behind the scenes than the guests that we are going to have. And you guys, you might not recognize the name, but I guarantee you are going to love the stories. Can I say that? Is that appropriate?
It's fair, and I have to add, she was one of my favorite people in the office. Absolutely.
She seems like a sweetheart.
Yes. Not a bad word can be uttered about her.
So we will tell you who, and we will tell you why, and hopefully next week that will be the win. But we still have a show to do this week. So we are going to call an audible. We went to the line of scrimmage. We didn't like the play. So we decided to change it. And this, for our pinfall members, we're going to take you back a couple of years, because one of the things that we do are the watch-alongs. And we'll tell you about that watch-along here in just a minute. But first of all, you guys know what I have to do. I have to do the shameless promotion. As you can tell, when you're going through our YouTube, starting to get some of the thumbnails, getting those updated. So I'm excited to do that and kind of give the whole thing a fresh coat of paint, if you will. But we do have our pinfall membership, and what you guys have, it's really, really cool. It's for $4.99 a month. What you get is you get the podcast a day early. You get our watch-alongs. Not only do you get our watch-alongs, you get the Back to Ringside with myself and Mick Karch. You get a 5-pack of pictures, Slick Mix Picks. We've got so many really cool things that we've got. And for $4.99 a month, I'm going to go ahead and put that up right there. Again, 5 photos. You get our exclusive watch along, which you're going to see today, and $4.99 a month. Just sign up. The link is in the description, as well as TeePublic. Guys, I want to tell you about TeePublic. We got some new things that are coming out, some fun things. If you want to get your, I'm a Slick Mick guy, you want to get any of your Unleashed merchandise right there on teepublic.com. So now that the shameless shilling is done, I'm going to take that off the screen, and we are going to go back to a watch along. And this is something that we have not, if you are not a Pinfall member, this is what you are going to get. So we're going to give you a freebie from a couple of years ago. So if you're a Pinfall member, you've seen it. But if you are not a Pinfall member, this is going to be something new to you. And this is what you get every month with our watch along. And again, this was not the initial plan, but because of other things that are outside of our control, Joe, we decided to just make sure that we at least had something out there for you guys.
Yeah, like you said, we're calling an audible, giving our non-subscribers a taste of what you can get. And I think we've done 20 some of these watch alongs now.
Yeah, we've done a lot of them. We've done maybe 24 of them or so.
Yeah, so if you subscribe, you can go in and watch all of these. We compare it to Mystery Science Theater meets professional wrestling.
I think that's a perfect way to put it.
Yeah, we make our comments, funny or not, we comment. And
more times not.
Yeah, well, that's pretty much how we roll. But this special presentation, we're going to be going back to September 28th of 1985 to Comiskey Park for SuperClash I and show you an hour of the best of that tremendous event, which was a joint venture between the AWA and the NWA.
Hello, everybody. Welcome in to the preeminent podcast dedicated to the American Wrestling Association. We call it AWA Unleash, and especially you beautiful non-freeloading sons of bitches, because this is a Pinfall exclusive. Why is it an exclusive? Because it's just for you. Because you paid for it, you earned it, and what you get for your money, you get more Mick and more Joe.
Boy, that's
not all good.
Yeah, there's a bargain.
I know. You're supposed to promote the perks of your product, and I realized by bringing you guys in that way, I just
kind of killed it.
I did. All of a sudden, our cancellations are going to be like, boop, 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 boop.
We got a great way to make money. We'll have people pay us to not be on camera.
We'll be millionaires overnight.
Hey man, I'll be like Dave Chappelle. I'm rich, bitch.
Yep.
All right, for those Dave Chappelle fans out there. Okay, it is a watch along, and for the Pinfall members that have seen it, you kind of know what it's about. For those that are not familiar with the concept of the watch along, Joe and Mick, you guys kind of tell them what we're going to be seeing. I'm going to let you start it out there, Joe.
Well, think Mystery Science Theater 3000, except you don't see the backs of our heads and silhouettes in the theater. Unfortunately, as we just said, you get to see our faces for better or for worse, but we're going to play along approximately 53 minutes of pay-per-views that I had produced for the AWA in the early 2000s. And,
2000.
and today's episode, we're going back to Comiskey Park, September 28th, 1985. This was 9 days before I started with the AWA. And I remember SuperClash so well because when I first started with the AWA, I put this whole reel up. I stayed late. Like in that first week, I stayed late, asked if I could stay late because I was that much of a newbie.
Oh my God. There's a difference between being a newbie. Well, what's the difference between a brown noser and an ass kisser? Depth perception.
Good point. It's like putting Pinocchio up your ass and telling him to lie. But
There goes another subscriber.
By the way, I stole that from Deadpool movie, which I saw with my son on Friday. Fucking fantastic movie. If you like Marvel movies, even if you don't, hilarious. That aside, so this SuperClash I, phenomenal. The names, the card, the attendance was even still pretty damn good. It was done in a flippin' baseball stadium on the infield, round pitcher's mound. And I guess without further ado, we can get this started here. I'm gonna make sure the volume is turned down a little bit, and let's go back to Comiskey Park. So that's part of the old ESPN AWA Championship Wrestling Open.
I
Still
remember that.
my favorite Open.
I love that Open.
Look at the talent on this card.
Joe, I think that this is probably the most stacked AWA card in history. As I look at the lineup, has to be.
You know, you've seen Kerry Von Erich, and there's a couple of matches that I don't think that I was able to put on here. Keep in mind, this is only 53 minutes. You add in the talking heads, the open and the close, it might be 49 minutes of wrestling action. So I had to edit it down. How
much of this is working? Because we saw Kerry Von Erich and a couple of other names. How much of this is working with the other promotions at that point and realizing that you have to try and combine forces to beat what would have been the WWF at the time?
Well, keep in mind that when SuperClash happened, their Pro Wrestling USA was still active. It was still happening with the AWA and NWA. And Larry, so putting on this card, the promoters knew it's like, hey, we got to try and do something already by this point to try to combat the WWF.
Okay.
And that's what they did. The SuperClash I was the big super card, if you will, of the two leagues combining forces.
Great shot of Mr. Electricity, Steve Regal.
Underrated, in my opinion.
Oh, absolutely.
It's always great when you see the heel that's chewing the bubble gum. It just comes off as completely condescending. And by the way, with Brad Riggins, did anybody ever decide that they wanted to just I know he really didn't have much of a nickname because could they just have called him like the Brick Shithouse, Brad Riggins?
That would have been absolutely appropriate.
He's like a fire hydrant, a spark, just small, stocky, and you weren't going to move him if he didn't want to get moved.
Probably one of the strongest guys in the history of the business, period. And that's a shoot.
Mm-hmm.
That Greco-Roman wrestling background. And Steve Regal, I was really a fan of Steve's. I mean, size aside, we talked about Greg Gagne and his size and what have you. Regal was so freaking talented.
So, I mean, look at this. We're into the match a little bit, but they're taking their time. They're selling what's going on. And even Brad making his comeback is still now finally he's getting up the oomph to do what he needs to do. Oh, there's that infamous Rengen's comeback.
It's called psychology. It's the roller coaster. It's telling the story. Look at that. Look at Regal bumping his ass off here.
Hey, Mick, who's that referee?
Interesting. Clearly this has to be a Chicago-based referee, I would assume. Illinois State Athletic Commission. Looked like Rodney Dangerfield for a minute.
Was Bob Lutz was still around in '85, wasn't he? Bob Lutz?
Bob. Yeah, that's okay.
That's-
There's the
Gorgeous
gorgeous
Jimmy
one on the
Garvin,
ring
yeah.
apron. Not his fault.
I told with Brad Riggins, I feel like he's kind of in that same vein as Greg Gagne when we were talking about the case for Greg Gagne. I feel like Brad Riggins is also somebody that I think casual fans sleep on for how good he was.
Absolutely.
Because of the inability to cut a promo does not discount how good he is.
Oh, he was terrific. From a technical standpoint, they didn't make him any better than Brad. And there she is. Oh, God.
There's your girl right there.
Every time I see her, I miss her even more. The greatest, as far as I'm concerned. And there's another sweetheart, Candy Devine, such a great friend. And Candy and Sherry were very, very good friends. You know.
By the way, I misspelled her last name on the graphic. I'll give myself heat for that.
How did you spell it? Oh, D-I.
Yeah, it's supposed to be D-E.
Ah, well.
Well, I mean, it wouldn't be AWA if there wasn't some sort of like grammar mistake.
There you go. There you go.
I mean, let's you were staying with the brand. Hashtag for the brand, Joe.
Perfect. and these two had wrestled so many times. Look at that.
Did she just go ass over tea kettle face first, like plant into the infield?
Yeah. Well, Sherry didn't care. You could have put cement down there. She didn't bother Sherry at all.
Oh my God.
Oh, and the referee in this match is the son of the Crusher.
That's right.
Larry Lazowski.
You know, I can't emphasize enough just how good this card. Well, watch Sherry coming in now. Watch very carefully. This is
same way she went out.
Yep.
No,
wait a minute. She's letting. No.
Oh,
now Candy's
so good.
There's
so good.
Oh, look at that.
Oh yes.
And one fluid motion, and now, of course, all the way across the ring, Sherry bumped her ass off for everybody. I started to say these two were great, great friends outside the ring, and they must have wrestled, I don't know, dozens of times, certainly over the years. And a great
into
crowd.
a Boston Crab.
Boston Crab.
See, she just tapped though. She's tapping right there. Come on.
No. See, now, look at that. Look at that. Look
what
at
a
this.
Counter.
Yeah. And again, they're not rushing this.
Yeah.
You know, they're telling that story.
You know, the one thing I noticed from this era of women's wrestling, they're extremely covered up compared to today's world.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
There were no two pieces. It was all one pieces. I mean, basically, Candy looks like she's wearing a bathing suit.
Joe, I believe it's called wrestling as opposed to, divas and pillow
TNA.
fights. And,
God,
yeah.
I hate it. I hated the
TNA as in T and A.
And yep. Look at Sherry taking the bump on the infield grass there. There's no give there, folks. You know, no springs in that. And see how Sherry just methodical. Look at her. She's looking at the ref. She's arguing with the fans. This is what it's all about. Pace yourself.
Well, she looks angry.
Yep.
And that's, I mean, as a heel, as a villain, that's your job to be a little more methodical with that, instead of just going from one move into another.
And Chris, I'll go one further. She looks scary.
She does look scary. I mean, she's sensational. We know that. But yeah, she also looks scary.
When that bell rang, Sherry was all business. And some fans may not know Candy Devine started out as a wrestling fan. She hung around the business. She was a part of the Wrestling Fans International Association with Jim Cornette and guys like that. Just a fan. Stuck around, paid her dues. Of course, eventually was the partner of the late Tom Beef Burton.
Oh,
I didn't know that.
Yeah, they lived together, I believe, down in the Nashville area. Over the top, sunset flip. Imagine that, a sunset flip.
And I tell you what, sometimes you see like women go into the ropes a little bit slower and a little more cautious. Like she's hitting those ropes hard and coming back. Like there's no let up in terms of the pace with her.
No. And again, look at this now. Sherry is posturing to the crowd. There's no rush. You know, maybe you're given 17, 18 minutes. Go out there and fill this time. And they're doing it. Great suplex. Sherry and Candy both played the crowd. They listened to the crowd. They took them up and down, and they knew exactly what they were doing. Look at Sherry now, taking her time. Oh, not exactly the greatest frog splash in the world there, but
it worked.
It worked. It worked.
Got just enough of it.
Sherry gets the Duke, and God, I'm telling you, every time I see her, it's just she's been gone so many years.
By the way, I don't know if you heard Larry Nelson. She beat Candy for the title. This was
Absolutely.
the start of her first reign, I believe.
Oh my God! Nobody better. Nobody better than Sherry Martel. What did they have there that night, Joe? About 20. Oh, look at it's kind
Well, that's not nice.
That's some pretty stiff belt shots there.
God.
They draw about 25, 26 that night, Joe?
I don't think I'd say maybe 15 to 20 in that range. But look at this trio.
Yeah, there you go. And there's Ray, and you can just hear him. You just hear him growling. And there's the eloquent one. And there's okay.
So Nick's got such a nice smile there. He looks happy. He just looks like he's having fun.
Look at
oh boy.
Oh, Rambo. We talked about that.
Look at the midriff. He looks like somebody I'd see in South Beach in like the mid-90s.
He looks like a kid getting ready to go out for Halloween.
And Scott Hall
in an outfit that's about 3 sizes too small.
There's Kurt, babyface Kurt. Scott Hall, of course, the man that Colonel De Beers accused of being on anabolic steroids.
He wasn't wrong.
Well, I don't know. You don't trust a guy like Colonel De Beers, do you?
Yeah.
And I talk about, for AWA talent, look at the 6 guys in this ring.
Yes.
This is 6 AWA legends in the ring at the same time. And look at Nick, simple again. He takes a couple of body slams and he's backing off. There's old babyface Kurt. Look at and Larry is actually he's moving. That's not a strobe light, folks. He's actually moving.
Well, Joe said that he did edit, so he probably cut out the first 25 minutes of the stalling.
I think he sped this up a little bit too. There's old Rambo.
Yes on the first part, no on the second.
Look at Rambo there. And folks, again, what you're seeing right now is simple bumps. It's not going through glass. It's not going through tables and chairs. It's in the ring. Imagine that, guys.
Professionals doing what professionals should do.
Look at Ray. Look at that bastard Ray Stevens. Boy, oh boy. And look at Zbyszko. But this is like nonstop action. This is look at Greg. And no, he doesn't show any fire. Now, you anti-Greg Gagne people, no fire in him.
Greg could have at least gotten camel boots instead of his old high flyer wrestling boots.
AWA budget, Joe.
And he's got the yellow trunks on underneath. Camouflage pants.
Hey, just in case, just in case they decide to go mid-gimmick and go back to the Flyers.
I did just see like ripping off the pants halfway through.
Hey, that would get them a pop at least.
Chicago people.
Man. Look at this. Look at the size of Scott Hall there, too. This is...
it doesn't look anything like Razor Ramon.
No.
He transformed everything. Got off of the juice, shaved the mustache, and he went from the Coyote or whatever, from Big Scott Hall to the bad guy.
And look who they put over, too. Oh, 1980s, ladies.
I love them. Oh, I've got bubblegum too. Oh my
definitely
God.
Look like this is the 80s. This wardrobe, the hairstyle, everything, glasses, that'll tell you.
It could be an MTV video right out of the 80s.
Oh my God, I love him. He's so awesome. Yay. We're here to watch wrestling. Me, I'm ready to watch wrestling too. Yay.
That was very good.
And this would have been pre-accident for Kerry.
Yeah.
I do have to say with Kerry Von Erich, I did not know at the time that he had the accident that he had. And it makes me respect the fact that he went out there and I couldn't tell. And I don't know how much he lost when he lost his foot, but to go out there after the accident, I think is remarkable that he kayfabed the entire thing.
He kayfabed the locker room, Chris. You got to remember, he kayfabed.
Wow.
He would shower with the boot on. I mean, he wanted nobody to know what had happened. And then, Colonel De Beers, unfortunately, yanked the boot off, and there was Kerry's amputated foot. Gorgeous Jimmy Garvin, and look at Patty spraying the arena. Now, I don't know how much good that's going to do in a baseball stadium, but
it is a bunch of White Sox fans, so I mean,
good point there.
You can't use enough spray to get this thing
Well,
over White Sox fans.
This is outdoors. It could have been bug spray. Who knows?
It could have been.
Well, it's not in Minnesota. It wouldn't have gotten rid of the mosquitoes because that's our state.
But isn't Chicago and Minnesota? I know Detroit and Milwaukee are.
Detroit,
they both are.
Detroit is in Minnesota, as is Milwaukee.
Milwaukee. I think LA is going to be joining us too pretty soon.
Now, Mick, do you know who this ref is?
Isn't that Ed Figueroa? I believe it is, and he was kind of like the lead official for the Illinois State Athletic Commission, if I'm right. And I'm sure that people in Chicago, like Mike Brada, our good buddy, will let me know if I'm not. But I think that's Ed Figueroa.
I get a question about Kerry here. I know that it was the Freebirds and the Von Erichs, and I know that Jimmy Garvin was not a member of the Freebirds when they did the world class run. But I want to ask you, in terms of the Von Erichs, where would you put Kerry? Maybe Kerry got the most notoriety out of all the Von Erichs, but out of the ability before the accident, where would you put Kerry in terms of Kevin and David? Where would you put him?
I would put him number two behind David.
Okay.
Because David was really being groomed for big stuff. And he was a great talent. Kerry probably had more charisma and more fire than David Von Erich. But, you mentioned those three, the three top Von Erichs.
I mean, those are the three. I mean, not to disrespect any, but I feel like those are the three that they were focused on.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. And there's Patty. There's Old Precious.
Sorry to get a little sidetracked, but I just wanted to ask you guys about kind of where you would rank all of the Von Erichs, because I never got a chance to ask James Beard that.
Oh, Kerry to me overall had the most talent in a package. The looks, the body, the physique. His promos were all right.
Yeah.
But overall he had, in my opinion, had what it took to be the top Von Erich.
Okay.
What a shame.
But having said that,
yeah,
David and Kevin, all three of them could work big time.
Yeah, I never saw David, so I was just kind of sorry. I got sidetracked. We can go back to the Jimmy Garvin and Kerry match.
What you saw there a minute ago was a slugfest that landed about 3 punches each, where they didn't stand in the ring for 20 minutes exchanging chops. Can you just imagine that? And into an abdominal stretch, into a hair pull on the rake of the eyes to extricate himself. Old school wrestling, folks, and it worked. It worked so well.
Here's the other thing I want to point out. You're talking about the old school wrestling, Mick, and this is what you don't really you don't see on the AEW or WWF nowadays. The photographers surrounding the ring, literally photographers from all over the world, from Japan. I saw a clip of Bill Apter. He came in for this. This was a big deal. And having them around ringside, to me, provided it with that sense of this is a sport.
Bill Apter, George Napolitano, guys like that, they absolutely legitimized it. That was in the days when you didn't have to work exclusively for WWE or AEW as a photographer. Didn't matter what magazine you were working for. Did I see David Crockett there for a second?
I suppose it very likely.
Well, yeah, it would have made sense. I think that was David.
I think that was David.
But at
Hey,
any rate, yeah, go ahead.
Quick question. I don't recall ever seeing Patty Precious taking a bump.
I don't either. We saw her back off.
Yes.
When she was approached by an angry baby face. But beyond that, no, she didn't.
I always wanted to see her just get the shit smacked out of her because she was so irritating, which just lends to the fact that she did her job well. And I'm not advocating for hitting women, but as a manager, as one that pissed me off watching her, yeah, I wanted to see her finally get hit.
Now, did you notice there's an over-the-top rope, which would have been a disqualification, but the referee was looking the other way. And there's the fans are pissed off. See, they're upset. The referee missed it, and Gorgeous Jimmy got away with one there.
Yeah, the guy had sunglasses, and I mean, he looked like he could have just been a worker too. He looked good. Like, wrestling fans are in shape.
Oh, well.
Go ahead,
Yes.
guys. I set it up for you.
We're wrestling fans too, Chris.
Well, this was this was then. That was then. This is now.
Correct. And yeah, Joe, you talked about earlier, about two guys who knew each other so damn well. Kerry Von Erich, Gorgeous Jimmy Garvin. And look at Jimmy selling his ass off again. This, to me, one of the greatest heels in the AWA history. So underrated, so damn good.
But it's
There's
not
a Mick Karch lookalike in the background there, but the blonde hair. Doppelganger.
Trying to get that iron claw on him.
Yeah.
Oh.
And he's fighting it. Like,
He's
legit fighting it.
Yeah.
It's not going to be, it's not like on him and then like, it's just a different psychology when we're watching it.
Oh, totally different psychology. You look at the photographers in from Japan. Literally, they were from all over the world, Joe. You're right.
Yep.
This was a big deal.
Ooh.
There's that. Oh, God.
Oh, what a bump.
Yeah.
What a bump. Was that
Imagine that. Oh,
Ooh.
little overzealous there.
Yeah, no barricades around the ring.
No. Oh, look at that. Look. She's in his face. See?
Well, I mean, but Jimmy hit his nutsack on the top turnbuckle, so I mean, you can understand why she's upset.
Mhm.
Well, yeah, that would certainly wreck her night.
Oh, there's the claw.
There's the iron claw, and of course, Jimmy was holding Kerry's hand onto his own head to make sure it didn't slip off.
Jimmy, he's more concerned about the hair than anything.
Yeah.
Oh, look at them, the swooning and the yellow rose toss.
Oh my God. Yeah,
That's
Is
photographer.
that Kreitzman there?
That is Kreitzman, absolutely. Referee Bruce, and look at this, gives you an idea of the size of Larry Nelson, because Kerry Von Erich was about 6'3", 6'4", wasn't he, Joe?
Yeah.
And Larry is every bit of. Oh, look at this! It's like a Beatles concert, crying out loud. Oh, there we go.
So I'm going to turn this up because listen to Bruiser's voice. Let's just listen to this intro promo.
Coming out, we're going to take him to Hold on to the crusher on the bottom side. The crusher. See the French crushes.
That raspy voice.
Yeah, Bruiser had like no voice at all. I mean, he always sounded like he was straining even to get the sound out. And
Well,
look at these three.
Early in I think when he was still playing football, didn't he get hit in the throat?
Yes, that's exactly what it is. And look what you got here. The Russians, you got two guys from Robbinsdale, Minnesota, and one guy from Canada. And this is your Russian threesome, but boy, nobody did it better. There's your buddy Joe. Why don't you get a hold of him? Tell him he's a fraud.
Isn't that Road Warrior Khrushchev?
Whoa,
Barry,
man.
I love you, Barry. I gotta keep playing with it since I'm the heel podcast.
Boy,
Oh my God,
you're a big shot from your studio in Invergrove Heights, there, pal.
Hold on, let me lock my doors. I'll be right
You
back.
better.
Yeah.
Look at this. And Crusher and Baron, of course, and Bruiser are so far beyond their prime at this point, but it still worked.
I do like this, and I know they did it in the Crockett's as well. I do like this combination of the Russians.
Yes.
I mean, you look at it's all very believable for them to be those characters. Like when I was growing up, I legit thought that they were all Russian. They just looked the part, they sounded the part, they walked the part. Like they were a legit threat to me.
And Chris, we should mention too that another one, Vladimir Pietrov, our friend Al Blake, was also a part of this crew, and Al just passed away recently. So he was yet another Minnesota guy that came in as a hated Russian.
Why do Minnesotans and Canadians make good Russians?
Funny
Did
story
I
on-
even juice there a little bit?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, Ivan gigged. Didn't realize that.
Either that or he got opened up from whatever he gigged the night before.
That could be. Oh, here we go.
Oh,
Never quite understood why a goose step would get a pop from the crowd. But,
well, some people today would still like it.
yeah, oh man, you are spot on, Chris. Good call there, buddy.
So you're talking about the whole Russian thing. I have very close friends with a guy who went to college with Nikita Koloff, Scott Simpson. And even before he was Nikita Koloff, he was living, breathing, walking, talking the whole Russian gimmick. We talked about it with John Nord when we had John on the thing. He lived and breathed that gimmick.
Do you think he wanted, like, getting into wrestling, he wanted to be that gimmick? That's why because it's kind of like when The Miz was doing the Real World to kind of bring it into the current fold. But it's like if you're kind of in that mindset, you're kind of.
Well, he's still in it. I mean, he changed his name to Nikita Koloff. I mean, legitimately changed his name. So no question, he's got. Oh, there's a guy.
The North Carolina Russian.
That's right. Another Russian who amazingly transformed from Private Jim Nelson to the Russian. Talk about an American traitor.
Look at the head. Look at the head, Mick.
Look, the size of the man's head. Oh my God! Can you imagine putting that up there now?
Oh, damn!
Yeah.
Woo!
And there's Sarge. God love him. He's twice the man he used to be these days. But
He's never going to come on if you say that.
oh my God! Think of how easy this was, guys. You got Sergeant Slaughter, the American hero. You got the Russians. They're still fighting the war. How many years after the fact? And God, it worked.
The old American versus the evil foreigner was kind of one of the easiest formulas, wasn't it, in terms of wrestling?
Yeah, it was until the foreign Russian big monsters decided to do dance-off and dance contests and everything else in WWE over the years. Kind of killed the heat there. Look at Big Boris. And
sorry, the last, what Mick or what Chris was talking about, the whole USA versus the dastardly foreigner. Really, the WWF still, when Sarge turned heel. After that, it just sort of seemed to wind down. I don't really see a whole bunch of it. I mean, you still go to some indie shows and yeah, you have chance of USA, but you don't see it on TV anymore.
The only one that's just and Chris, remind me, the guy that they cut his gimmick short, not that many years ago.
Oh, Muhammad Hassan.
Yes. They
But-
cut the gimmick short because there was too much heat.
There was too much heat, yeah, when they were doing the thing against the Undertaker, and yeah, they had to really cut him short.
Look at Sarge.
Look at that
Sarge.
bump. He
That's
went
a big
overboard.
man.
That is a big man taking a bump like that, but Sarge was notorious for doing that. And look at him. Sarge still has a little bit of hair up there. So you can tell how far back this goes.
Look at the broadcast table. It's a flippin' high school lunchroom table. Look at Larry.
Hey.
Is Larry looking at he's looking at the monitor?
He's looking at the monitor, which is the size of a cell phone.
My God, that looks like me trying to do a JV girls softball game when I first got into broadcasting.
Well, look at Big Boris taking that bump over the top, and we've seen pictures of Boris recently. We don't recognize him as Boris Zukov. Look at the Sarge. He's loading up the cannon. No, the referee.
Ooh.
That was a cameraman.
Pretty damn good bump there.
I wish we would see more of that, like cameramen getting knocked over like that.
Yeah.
Because I feel like that would add another layer to the reality of.
I tried in Vegas. I tried to convince Vern to do an angle with me. I'd have a fake camera on my shoulder and just have somebody attack me, knock me down. And I wouldn't wrestle, but, all of a sudden I would be like Mean Gene in one of those matches and just run that angle. I have not seen that done. I'm maybe wrong. Somebody may have done it, but I brought that up in about 1987.
Now, has Sarge been? Yes, he has. And, of course, that was the foreign object from Boris Zukov. Sarge has been busted open. And again,
that's another thing you would never see today is somebody when somebody's juicing to go and like bite that open wound.
Yeah,
you would not see that today.
Oh, Mad Dog would still do it today.
Yeah, that he would. And again, talk about two guys who knew each other from the Carolinas, Boris Zukov and Sergeant Slaughter. So you got the history there too. Great friends.
Oh,
I feel like somebody's driving. Turn down your brights. There you go.
Look at Sarge firing up now. So 1985, Sarge had been in the business 12, 13 years already by this point.
And Mick, who was Sergeant Slaughter before he became Sergeant Slaughter?
That would be the Super Destroyer Mark II. Before that, of course, he was Bad Bobby Slaughter or something along those lines.
And what is he walking on, like cardboard on the way back to the dugout?
AWA budget once again, Chris. You either get plywood or you get cardboard.
Yeah, cardboard it is, because you can always turn it over and then you can use it to box up stuff for the ring.
That's a hell of a juice there. Hell of a gig for Sarge, not in the main event, as it were. Look at that fan excitedly waving that USA flag. Get out of the shot there, buddy.
But the security guy behind him pushed the kid out of the way, but let the grown ass man come on, get rid of the man, let the kid stay.
Sarge has got the Jay Leno look to him with that jawline, doesn't he?
Between him and Leno, you got a lot of real estate there underneath the lower lip.
And I should talk. But I'm all chin. They got the jaw.
Oh yeah, that's why we never knew who Sarge was under the Super D-Man. Could never tell. His chin.
But Joe, your chin and nipples though.
That's
nipple.
You're a nipple.
That's right. Didn't they have a big nuclear accident there Chinipple.
This is going. This
Close.
is a wild, out of control match. This is Hansen and Martel.
And I don't think of Rick Martel as being somebody that would get into one of these wild brawls that we're going
Nobody
to see.
did, Chris. Nobody
Spoiler alert. But Rick Martel was so freaking good. Like, so good. I mean, there's a little bit of fire right there. Like, and you talk about a baby face that maybe people are like, oh, he didn't have it. He couldn't get an interview.
Oh.
There was the intensity. Oh.
Get out of the way, Larry.
Sorry.
Get out of the way. And I'm telling you, Stan doesn't know who he's hitting here. He doesn't know if he's hitting a board, a fan, a midget, the TV set. He has no idea. Look at that. Larry Lasowski wisely got out of the way of that Naugahyde chair. And these two, I'm telling you, the most underrated feud in AWA history. I loved the war between Hansen and Martel.
So different. Like the two, I mean, they could not be different
And it
guys.
would have been, 4 months after this match where Stan beat Martel in the Meadowlands to win the AWA title.
You're right. And you know, here's the interesting thing. And Chris, you said it. You expect this kind of a match out of Stan Hansen. But Rick Martel, who's selling his ass off, got as good as he delivered. And I mean, he's fighting back. He showed so much fire in this feud.
Yeah. And Stan giving it to him. Like, I mean, Stan's allowing Martel to have that offense.
Absolutely.
Poor Larry sat right there on those tables that if a butterfly lands on it, it's going to tip over.
Oh, my God. Now, have they called the match here? Is
Yep.
Larry he
Larry-
already signaling for the bell?
Yep, out of control, but trust me, there's more to come on this one.
Okay, so you know, we talk about calling everything in the ring and how that's a lost art. If you were to plan this thing out move by move, how long would that be?
Wow. Probably about 4 days. But the thing is, they didn't call this move by move. That was the beauty of it, Chris. And great point there. This is just, let's get in there and kick the shit out of each other.
Feel it out. Feel it out. It looks.
Yep.
It's dirty. It's a little clunky. There's a little bit of wrestling, but it's fighting. I'm sucked into this more than some sort of dance between two individuals that they know everything that's going to happen.
Oh,
because if things go sideways, they can just pick it up wherever because they don't know where they're going with it.
There's no comparison. Great point again, buddy. And Joe, we must have been wrong about the actual calling of the match, calling the finish, because now they're going into pinfall attempts.
Yeah, I could hear Larry Nelson in the background say he was calling for the bell. I was mistaken. I thought that was to stop the match, but I think Lasowski just said, fuck it, let him go.
You think Stan Hansen is going to pay attention when somebody says, take it home, Stan?
No.
No. Now to the outside. Oh, that was a pretty good look at Hansen here. He's not holding. Jesus.
I was wondering how you're going to, and I've seen this before, but just how you're going to deliver a chair shot when you don't have the full. Oh, God.
Yeah.
What I also noticed, guys, too, the babyface and the heel, same identical trunks and boots.
Absolutely. You didn't need anything else. You didn't need flash. Look at him now, Martel. I'm sure Stan is telling him, lay him in. Lay him in. Don't be a pussy, Rick. Lay him in. Great stuff. One of my favorite AWA feuds of all time.
So the bell is now been called, and Lasowski, this is enough. Look at that, dragging him around by the bull rope.
Just once I want to see a referee when you can't get control, you just throw your arms and say, fuck it. Just go like that. Screw it. Ring the bell.
And look at the fans all around. I mean,
they love it.
But they're right there. They're on top of these guys.
Yeah.
There's no ring barricade, no entrance barricade.
Nobody's attempting to jump on Stan Hansen to make him stop.
Imagine that. I know Chupik would. He's a pretty tough guy. You know, he challenged Barry Darsow at
I
one
say
time.
he'd go right after.
Barry would
Yeah.
kick my ass quicker than snot. I don't know if
Stan
that's the
taking
thing.
that body slam out there. Maybe that look at I love that shot. I love that quick shot of the frenetic Larry Nelson trying to ring the bell.
But it adds to it though, just like
Of course
the
it does.
I mean, that's
look
good
at they're in
because
the
it's like
dugout. They're in the dugout.
I
Chris.
love that. Fighting in the dugout, man, that is great. And you're like behind the fence with the camera. Like, I feel like this is like a voyeuristic view. Like, we shouldn't be looking at this.
I guarantee you, when they set up the camera in the bleachers beforehand, they had no idea that they were going to have to shoot into the dugout.
Was that looked like Vernsky? Was that Vern there?
Yeah, I think Vern ended up coming out eventually and saying, "Stop!
Yeah, there it is.
We got to get on to the next match."
Now there you go. There you. Oh.
Yeah, this is the main event of the night.
God, Michael Hayes is like all by himself.
He
Looks like he's
reminds
just
me of
losing
Doc
his shit.
Hendricks. This guy a little bit, you know.
Doc Hendricks. Oh
just
my
got that look to him.
Yeah, he does look like a younger Doc Hendricks. You're right.
He does, yeah. Considerably lighter too. As now again, here's your main event, and again, two teams that knew each other very, very well. What a loaded card! I mean, for everything we've seen today is just main event caliber stuff.
And I don't think about the Road Warriors and the Freebirds in the AWA. Like I think about them more in the NWA.
Absolutely.
Even though I know they all worked in the AWA. Obviously.
There's a couple of matches that didn't even make this final cut again, because I had to put together an over 2-hour card in 53, about 49 minutes worth of action. One of the other matches that I wish I would have included on here was Ric Flair versus Magnum TA.
Yes, that's right. Yeah, just another throwaway match, Flair and Magnum.
Yeah.
And the only reason I didn't put them in there was that, neither of them were full AWA. And it's like, okay, these are AWA pay-per-views. And I think Vern may have, I know Vern said, yeah, let's just take Flair and TA out of the mix.
The very next day, unfortunately, I was part of Supervention 85 in St. Paul. One guy on the whole roster showed up for the convention. That was Mr. Bockwinkel. Everybody else stayed in Chicago at the bar. We're too blitzed to get on the plane at O'Hare. But I remember that very well. Yes. Oh, God, what a nightmare.
By the way, and I don't know that he was completely underrated, but I'll still say to a degree he was. Bam Bam Gordy was a hell of a worker.
I was just going to say, I feel like he is one of those big men who, in an era of big guys, he gets lost because he was always part of a tag team, whether it was with the Freebirds or it was with Dr. Death. He was always kind of like the muscle, but you never really got his appreciation for as good as he was.
He's one of those guys, Chris. He's getting the appreciation now,
which is sad. I mean, his daughter's in the business, which is great, and I'm sure it's nice for his kids to hear it. But I just kind of wish that he would have been one of those guys that he could have gotten the appreciation.
Look at Precious Paul there, man. He had some size even then.
Yeah, Buddy Roberts. He ain't gonna mess with Precious Paul. And the Confederate flag on the faces of the Freebirds too.
Well, give Hawk credit. He sold one backdrop there.
Come on, he let Hayes knock him over.
Yeah, that was about it. I think that was the extent of the career selling for Hawk.
Gordy doesn't want any part of it.
This is so good. Instead of PS, Michael Hayes should have been CS, chicken shit.
There you go.
Michael chicken shit Hayes.
One of the baby faces should have jumped on that, Chris. What a great idea that would have been. And as far as Terry Gordy, to me, top 5 big men in the history of the business. I mean, he could do it all.
You can make the case.
By big men, I agree with you, Mick, but I'll put it where he was not the big muscular. He was just big. Right. I'll throw in Dr. Death Steve Williams into that mix, Stan Hansen into that mix. They weren't cut, shredded like Hawk is. They
Vader.
were big, massive men.
They were just country strong.
Wow.
But all those guys too, you noticed Hansen, Dr. Death, Gordy, guys who it seems like the way that they worked, they were much more over in Japan because of their big, nasty physicality.
Yes. Right. Absolutely. And they made their money over there.
Oh, God, look at Gordy. Look at Gordy.
Yep. And again, think of I keep going back to it. Think of the talent on this card. Think of what we've seen in 50 some minutes. Well, yep, nope, not. I sold for you a little bit earlier. Ain't going to happen again. I'm not going into that padded turnbuckle. No.
And that's where the long hair of Michael Hayes makes that headshot into the turnbuckle look even more dramatic.
You notice how Hawk assisted Michael Hayes in getting him off the mat a little bit? No, he didn't. You want to pick me up, pal. I ain't going to help you.
People in the front, they're looking worried. Like the guy's got his hands behind his head. And he's got his shirt tucked in too, which I don't understand. But that's a conversation for another day.
Here nor there. But again, no barricades. Look at this. I mean, this is scary shit. Nobody wants to get too close.
Well, but these guys could also handle it. I mean, I don't think if there's a fan that wants to get close to either the Road Warriors or Terry Gordy, I mean, by all means. No. See, now he's not even selling at this point. He's just up.
Well, by not getting up, he's selling for Hawk.
Maybe not. Yeah. He got up and looked a little dazed.
Close enough.
He's taken pile drivers before and gotten right up. So that was selling for Hawk.
Hey, fair enough.
And you wonder why they didn't sell for Crusher and Baron back in the day. You know, 2 60-year-old guys.
I wonder if they did. I mean, it's all, obviously hindsight, but I suppose maybe for them, it's got to make sense. Like the Freebirds were more of a threat rather than a couple of guys who were in the twilight of their career. I mean, I don't know. I don't know. Because I know that's one of the knocks on the Road Warriors. But look at that nice clothesline by Michael Hayes.
Yeah, and Hawk is he's selling the clothesline. To your point, Chris, I think, the Road Warriors had the mentality, who's going to believe it? But yet these guys willingly dropped the straps to Garvin and Regal.
Yeah. Well, with the help of the Freebirds, though.
Yes.
You got to add that in. That's how they were able to do it without making Animal and Hawk look weak.
And I noticed this is a lot of Hawk in this match.
Yeah, we haven't seen Animal much at all.
Well, again, keep in mind that this match was picked up in progress, and Animal did start the match.
Well, I didn't see it on this video, so it didn't happen.
So it didn't happen, right?
Didn't happen, no. Oh, it's about time you finally get into the ring.
Rub the lamp and you get your wish.
And there you go.
There you go with rubbing lamps again, Chupik.
Hey, I got a pair of underwear that has that stenciled on the front.
Rub the lamp and a genie appears.
Oh.
What's your 3 wishes?
Well, get your wish.
I didn't think we'd make a Joe Chupik penis underwear comment, but yet here we are.
Yeah, another $1 million idea.
Right. Oh, rub the lamp.
Maybe.
Look at these guys. They're all. Look at Precious Paul on the outside selling, and now Buddy Roberts. Nope, not going to have any of that. Buddy Roberts, who of course I mentioned before when he started out, he was Buddy Smith, an enhancement guy in the AWA.
Was he really?
Yeah, he was.
Oh,
absolutely.
God.
kind of a little stiff shot there.
I mean, they've got like 3 different kinds of chairs with the. I mean, that looked vicious, and he must have connected.
Oh, there's no doubt. Perfect. Now that's the way that you do that move. You don't set it up for 10 minutes where everybody in the building knows it's coming.
Look, he's pressing Gordy. Holy shit!
Unreal.
Yeah, that's strength. Oh my gosh!
And by the way, the guy who is getting slammed, it's as much work for him as it is the guy lifting him up, because you've got to stay rigid. You can't pick up loose dead weight like that.
Oh, that worked like perfectly, like where Gordy positioned and Animal and then Hayes, like it all worked. That was so good.
Professionals, my man. Professionals.
Like I mean, nobody was like, it just looks so seamless.
It was seamless. And again, this is your main event on the show.
Oh, did the Freebirds win? I'm sorry, I talked over the finish.
No. That's the Birds won. You still had some. Look at Larry. Easy, pal. You're gonna swallow that microphone, Larry Nelson.
Well, Larry did play-by-play color commentary for all.
Hey, who's that guy? Call secure. Wait. Oh, it's Vern.
Can you replay? Can we get a replay?
So where are they going to show the replay if there's no
Up on the scoreboard?
Oh, okay. I wasn't sure if they had it fed into it or not.
Joe, arguably one of the last big shows that the AWA had.
Yeah.
So was that a disqualification then because of like coming off the top? Or how was what?
No,
correct.
Or did they DQ? I thought they won, and Vern came out bitching and said, "We got to see a replay here."
Correct. So they won. The Freebirds won the match.
Yes.
For the thing, but then Vern did his best, Stanley Blackburn, and reversed the call after seeing it up, and Michael Hayes with the foreign object in his hand. And so they got the belts back to the Road Warriors. And I believe it would have been the next night in St. Paul, because I believe this was on a Saturday night.
Right, correct.
And then the next night, I believe so. Again, I'm not an authority on these things, but the next night is when the Road Warriors faced Garvin and Regal at the St. Paul Civic Center, and the Freebirds interfered, and Garvin and Regal won the belts.
Yes.
And then that Monday was my very first exposure to,
because that was your first interview, right?
2 days after SuperClash I.
Well, let me just say there's nothing like ending a big show with a disqualification and an overturn of a title that potentially had changed hands.
Where have I heard that before?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, it's new to me. I don't know if anybody's ever tried it before then, but I'm certainly going to work.
It was a rarity.
If only.
That was a great show. That was.
Thanks, Joe. That was fun. That was a fun one to watch.
Nicely done. And I'm so impressed with Terry Gordy again after seeing that. Damn, he was good. He was really, really
good. I think that's the one that stood out for me was Terry Gordy. Just watching him, and you just underappreciate Terry Gordy.
Yeah,
I think, and I didn't want to make this all about Terry Gordy, but damn, if there's one thing that I could look at, just really watching it, it was just like, God, he was so good, so smooth. Offensively, he sold. It was just, I can't say enough good things about Terry Gordy based on what I saw there.
And I'm sorry, Mick. By the way, his nickname, Bam Bam, was perfect. He just looks like a Bam Bam to me.
He certainly does. And nice job, Polish Joe Chapstick.
Good job, Joe.
You put
Thank you.
you
What are
put
we
her
doing?
together.
What are we doing next month?
So next month, if we're going in order that these shows were produced, next month we are going to go to the Metrodome, and we're going to watch Wrestle Rock. And no Bulldog Bob Brown versus Giant Baba. If I'm remembering correctly, I did not include that match for obvious reasons. We want to keep our viewers.
We have to. Can you get us that match that we can watch?
I think I've seen it online on YouTube before. We can do it, but God, we're gonna have to do a lot of fill time.
You know what? I'm going to find something else to do next month, because if you pull that match off, what's the point? What is the point? Seriously, you pulled that. I suppose you didn't show Waylon Jennings either,
or Natalie or Melanie Rosales. Another, and by the way, Melanie was very talented, but I had never heard of her. And shit, I was 21 years old at this point, and it's like Wrestle Rock Country, huh?
I don't even know who Melanie
Rosales.
Who?
Very good, very talented. I mean, she could definitely sing and perform, but I think she was a local artist here in Minneapolis. And
put a lot of asses in the seats to see her there, I think.
Well, her family probably paid or got comp. No, Vern went to Compton. No, but no, next month we're going to Wrestle Rock. Was it April 20th or April 24th? April 20th of 86?
April 20, 1986, in front of that jam-packed crowd of at least 112,000 people, I think, according to the AWA.
Yeah. So if you look at and you got a glimpse of what the crowd was like at Comiskey Park, Wrestle Rock was comparable in size, so that's why I say Comiskey was about 15 to 20,000.
Okay.
You could see some shots, further on down the foul lines. It was empty. They didn't have a big jumbotron. They just had the big scoreboard thing. But they didn't broadcast it during the matches. They only did the replay. So
which is good. That would add to the reality of things. And when you see something on the scoreboard, that means it's important instead of just having something up there just to have it.
Exactly right.
True, but if you're sitting in the upper deck of a baseball stadium looking at pitcher's mound, you'd like to get a little bit of a closer view.
Well, you know what you do? You buy a better fucking ticket then. And there it was. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. A condensed version of SuperClash I, which is one of our favorite watch. We love them all, but when we were trying to decide which one we wanted to put in, this was kind of the one, Joe, as we were kind of kicking it around. We kind of landed on this one, and as you can tell, watch-alongs are a lot of fun. It's maybe a different way to look at the same event that maybe you guys haven't had before.
Agreed. And there's 20 plus of these watch-alongs available if you subscribe for $4.99, and I'll stop my shameless shilling on it right there. But yeah, plop down the $5 a month. We think it's worth it, and so do many of our faithful watchers and listeners. So give it a shot. We think you'll like it.
Yeah, I will say I do think that the $4.99 a month, considering what you got for our Patreon, it's as good as a deal as you're going to get anywhere. But the watch-alongs, hopefully you guys enjoyed it. And yeah, for the Pinfall members, you've already seen it. It's been a couple of years, or maybe about a year and a half, but we're excited to do it. That'll wrap it up for this week's show. We still do have our shout-outs here, Joe. So we're going to do the shout-out here, and I'm going to go ahead and let you start.
My blind dart throw is not. I'm going to do a blanket dart throw. And my shout out goes to all of the 3,200 plus followers on our Facebook fan page. Thank you very much for the whether it's days, weeks, months, or years that you've been following us. Once again, I'll encourage you to become a Pinfall member. But if not, hey, thank you for liking us on our Facebook page, and we appreciate the support.
Absolutely. And I do think that 3,200, I think some of you would, you'd like our Pinfall editions. My shout out goes to someone who is very well known here in the upper Midwest indie wrestling scene, and that is, he just goes by the System. Drew is a wonderful human being, a genuinely nice individual, funny, authentic, and he had a horrible loss about a week and a half ago when his young wife Lily unexpectedly passed away. So Drew, my thoughts for you, brother. I can't imagine the pain that you're going through, but just know that you've got support here with Joe and Mick and myself, and this isn't much. But Lily was she was a wonderful person, fantastic talent, and I just want you to know that we are thinking about you, because this is it's a tough thing, especially when you're just fairly newly married, like they had been for maybe just a couple of years, if even that. And yeah, Lily was active as well, and Drew, we're thinking about you, man. So you're my shout out today.